In this video, I'm going to put focus on one of the products that Synthswap has released. It has been going on for 26 days now, and that's their own perpetual exchange. Now, they have been out there in regards to their normal DEX. So they are on Arbitrum and they are on Base. I did cover the basics of the DEX on my channel. You can go check out the video, but today we're going to solely focus on this part of Synthswap. So in order to access this interface, you just have to go to the normal dApp. So if you go to synthswap.io and then you open the dApp, it will then generate this window here, which you can go on the toolbar and press on Perp. And then it will take you to the perpetual exchange. So the window that I was showing you right now. So like I said, the full focus today will be on this. Now, before we tackle what is the highlights that I want to discuss in regards to their own futures trading platform, let's firstly discuss about the process itself. So what is it that is happening here? So if you're not familiar with the concept of futures trading, I'll just give a quick TLDR. We're not going to talk strategies, how to trade. We're not going to talk strategies, how to trade with leverage. It's just basic definition of what is it that happens when we talk about futures trading. So essentially what you're doing, it follows the term future. You're betting on the price of a certain asset to either go up, and that's when you go long, or on the price of the asset to go down, and that's when you go short. So essentially this is what it is. Now in general, when people do futures trading, they tend to add leverage. And by leverage, I mean they're adding additional buying power to their order whenever they place an order. So just to give you a quick example, if we're talking about 5x, 10x, or 20x leverage, if, for example, I put in $100 as collateral, and then I choose the 20x leverage. So now, technically speaking, I have $2,000 in purchasing power that I can work with on any trading pair. So I put that 2K in, and if the price moves, let's say by $100, I've already made that money. Whereas if I enter with that $100 and the price moves by $100, I would have made 20x less. Now the caveat, of course, because at the end of the day, leverage trading is a double-edged sword. It's not gonna be all sunshines and rainbows. And the caveat is that you'll get liquidated if it moves the other direction. So if it moved 1/20th of your position, that $100 will disappear from your collateral. And hence why many people in general, to avoid liquidation, they tend to add to the collateral the sooner it gets close to the liquidation level. And one thing you can do when you do futures trading is that there are options to stop a loss or to take profit. So if you're not somebody who can be glued on their screen 24/7, you just hit, for example, take profit at a certain level, and then it does for you, or several levels actually, that is also an option, or stop loss at a certain level so you're not liquidated. And just something to add up on this, that's one of the main reasons, by the way, that sometimes you have a big dip in the market, because there's a cascading liquidation starting from somewhere where people are over leveraged, they don't have enough collateral, and then boom, it hits the price at which they get liquidated. And then because they get liquidated, the more that happens, the more the price drops, because they have to sell their assets at a lower price. And that triggers more liquidations as the price goes down. But that's one of the reasons sometimes the market tumbles, and I just wanted to put it out there. Now, generally speaking, each perp has its own, set of mechanics. Now, of course, if we're talking about big perpetual exchanges, I would refer to GMX. It has been going on for a while. It's technically the first one that came out in the space as a decentralized perpetual exchange. So they have so many pairs, their liquidity is very huge, but if you can eye out a new perpetual exchange that is attracting volume and that is giving you good money on your liquidity, then why not? Hence why a few highlights here. So for Synthswap, for example, they've been alive for 26 days, by the way. So right now they only have one pair that you can trade with, and that's ETH USDC. Now I'm sure they will add more along the line, but it hasn't been a month yet, all right? So if you are somebody who doesn't want to participate in futures trading as an activity, but want to provide liquidity to take advantage of the yield, then you can do so in the form of SLP. Now SLP is basically a pool that is weighted between ETH and USDC. Right now the weight is about 90% ETH and 10% USDC. SLP's price is derived mainly from the underlying assets. That's one. So that's ETH, because USDC is pegged to the dollar. So the more ETH moves, and because the weight is so high on the ETH side, means it will move a lot when ETH moves up and down. That's one. And two, of course, the available liquidity on the DEX. So if many people make profits, there will be less to go by, means SLP will also drop in value. Means the money that you entered with has lost some value because people took from it if they made profits. That's in general. Now, so far, just as an FYI, SLP has yielded approximately 71.6% APR in fees. That's only in fees, and about 120% in terms of Synth and XSynth, because you can also stake SLP on the DEX and earn additional rewards there. So that's a whopping, if you add the numbers up, 191.6% APR. That's quite impressive. And just to know that the fees are paid in ETH and USDC. So basically the underlying assets of SLP. Now the trading fees are set at 0.1%. That's the industry average, by the way. So there are platforms that offer less, but I don't think there are platforms that offer more, but the majority offer 0.1%. And leverage is maximalized at 20x. So they don't want to go full degen here. So I'm glad that it's not above that. So 20x is more than enough. Now, if you want to place a market order or you want to place a limit order, so market order is when you're purchasing or selling at the current price, and limit is at the latter price. Whether it's an increased price or a decreased price. But there's 0% price impact there, which is cool. And lastly, just to close the highlights, they are doing a leaderboard competition now, and that's been live for a while, for a few days. And if you are somebody who will rank up in the top 50 traders in terms of PNL, aka you're profitable, you're gonna get a share of the $10,000 or 10,000 USDC of XSynth that they're gonna be distributing, which is cool. Now XSynth is something that you can stake to earn part of the platform fees. I'm talking about the original DEX, but I've spoken about XSynth in the previous video. Again, if you want to learn more about the basics of the DEX itself, not the Perp DEX, please refer to the previous video. It's gonna be also linked in the description. So I think overall, that's everything you need to know about the perpetual DEX of Synthswap. Now again, if you're somebody who's trading with leverage, futures with leverage, why not try them? So if you're somebody who is doing the ETH USDC pair, try it. And if you're somebody who wants to earn on their ETH USDC, then SLP is not a bad place to park your funds. But keep in mind, yes, the APRs are impressive, but again, there are risks. If people make a lot of money, there's a risk. The liquidity is not really high enough to basically deal with the risk of people winning on their trades. Now, so here's the leaderboard. I'm gonna just quickly jump to the analytics. They have been. Let me just quickly go to the dashboard to show you how much money there is in SLP. You see, so the asset under management 87k, 87.6k. So there's not a lot of money there right now. So it is versus reward. Yes, the APR is impressive. You're gonna get a lot of money if people are losing on their trades, but one huge win could, tumble everything down. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with this. So I'll go to the analytics tab again. You can really see the trend in terms of volume, in terms of fees. Now, those big days are usually either when the price is dropping quickly or the price is rising quickly. I'm talking about ETH, which is the main blue chip following Bitcoin, of course. So in terms of platform performance, so far it's been doing well. I gotta say, so 26 days, 2.5 million volume, that's not too bad. Fees are good, and it's working as intended, and that's what's important. All right. So I think I will end it here. Again, if you have any question regarding this, the perp decks or the original decks, like I said, you can watch these videos, that's one. You can reach out to me, that's two. I will be available on Telegram anytime. And speaking of Telegram, we have a very cool group running there. DeFi Ascension is a community where if you are somebody who likes to discuss crypto and DeFi, you're well-mannered, you're open to everything, and everything is being discussed within the realm of respect and integrity, then you should join us, definitely. So many cool people there, so many well-matured investors in this space. You're gonna have a good time, you're gonna learn a lot as well. And with that, see you in the next one. Have a good one.